Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's Sync Sports Bets here, and in today's video, I got 4 player props for the Week 17 NFL Christmas doubleheader. In the first game, we got Kansas City Chiefs at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and in the second game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Houston Texans. So should be a really solid doubleheader here, as all of these teams are in playoff contention. Looks like the Chiefs already clinched the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to be able to watch this on Christmas Day, to be able to celebrate Christmas and, just the holidays in general with my family. And I'm sure you guys are as well. And yeah, it's on Netflix. So yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Um, and yeah, if you guys have been tailing my picks, we have been so close to hitting a 4 out of 4. We've been hitting so many flex hits, 3 out of 4s, and I feel like this is the time where we can get lucky, get that 4-man hit. I'm gonna make this slip a little bit easier this time. I've never done a goblin in a video before, but this goblin is a 92% hit rate, and I'm definitely gonna put it in my video picks, just so we can get the win rate up. And yeah, we want to have a good Christmas day, and I want to be a profitable better. And so I'm gonna make the best picks possible using the most thorough research for you guys, and I'm going to be accountable for my picks, showing it on spreadsheets and whatnot. So make sure to tune in for that. I know it's coming to an end of the NFL season, so if you guys want me to make picks for the NFL playoffs and as well as other sports, just let me know down in the comments what you guys want. If you guys want flip videos, comment that down in this comment section. If you guys want price pick videos for certain sports like college basketball, NBA, NFL playoffs, just let me know, guys. I want to post to your guys' liking, and obviously I enjoy all of those sports I just named off, so I'm going to enjoy it as well. And yeah, I can't wait for these 4-man to be able to show you guys in this video. Let's go straight into it. Our first pick of the day is the comeback king, Hollywood Brown. This guy is an absolute beast. If you guys looked at his stats last game, as receiving yards, he had 45 receiving yards and he had 5 receptions with 8 targets. So 37.5 should be pretty easy versus Pittsburgh. And yeah, I mean, you know, Patrick Mahomes, got to get that connection going with him, especially coming playoff time. I mean, he has so many options now with Hopkins, Kelsey. He's got Perine in the backfield. He's still got Pacheco. He's still got Kareem Hunt. I honestly really like this core of the offense, and I think it's really coming together. And Hollywood Brown is just that last piece they need for the receiving corps. And as well as they got Worthy, man, he popped off last week. So, um, you know, Kansas City is doing such a good job in getting the offense and having them click and just drafting the right guys. So, really proud of the organization and how they have treated the players and how they have well respected each and every position and just put in the work for that. So, yeah, I mean, Hollywood Brown is the last piece to be able to make a really solid Super Bowl run. And I think he's going to show out on television versus Pittsburgh. All he needs is 38 yards receiving. I think he can get the job done. Obviously, he did not look like he lost a beat last week. And I think that he'll be able to get the job done again as long as he gets those targets. He had 8 targets last week. So I definitely think if he gets that amount of volume, he'll be able to get the job done this week. So Hollywood Brown will be my first pick. He's not on Prizepicks or Outlier, sorry. That's where I show my research, just because he's a returning injured player. But we can go back to our second pick of the day. It's going to be Samaje Perine. This guy is absolutely free. I would put this on any slip possible because look at his hit rate. He's honestly on the increase each and every week and trending upward. So if you guys see late November, he had 11 receiving yards, and every single week he's gotten more and more. Last week he had 50 receiving yards. So 9.5 has been his line for the last few weeks, and I have taken him consecutively, and he's always hit for us. So we're going to keep taking him until he fails us. until he gets cold. But lately he's been hot, and he's been the receiving back for the Chiefs. So we're gonna go with him on Christmas Day versus that Pittsburgh defense. Let's go to Outlier to see his stats. Okay, so in 2024, Samaje Perine has hit over this line 80%. That's 12 of 15 games. So super solid here. I am very confident in this pick. Receiving yards allowed for Pittsburgh defense, they are ranked 19. So scrolling down here, Patrick Mahomes passes 58% of the time as they run 42%. And in targets, Samaje Perine is above some of the other guys like Juju, Smith, Schuster, and then the injured guys. You got McCole Hardman down at the bottom, but he's pretty solid, man. And I think he was acquired during the season or in the offseason. I'm not too sure, but he's such a solid back. I remember watching him on the Broncos, and he always was getting receiving yards, always getting a bunch of fantasy points for my team last year in my bench. So, yeah, I mean, I'm trusting him that he'll be able to get 10 yards and should be pretty easy. Could be done within one play for this guy. So, super confident in that pick. And in the third pick of the day, we're going to go Joe Mixon under rushing yards just because of matchup reason. Under 66.5. If you go last 5 games, he's hit 2 out of 5. So let's go to Outlier to see his stats. Okay, so an Outlier, yes, I understand Joe Mixon is such a beast. I love watching him. He was on such a hot streak towards the middle of the season with 100-yard rush games. He had like 4 straight right here. But he's not going to hit every single time. And if he has a very poor first half, then we're definitely going to hit if he has under 33.5 rush yards. That's his first half line. So if he hits that under, we're in the clear. And we need the Baltimore Ravens to be up like 10 points coming into halftime, so he doesn't rush a lot in the second half. And the biggest reason why I'm taking Joe Mixon under is because the Ravens are ranked number 1 in rushing yards allowed at 83.1 rushing yards as a total. For it being allowed, that means quarterbacks, all running backs combined. And I definitely think he can get the job done. I mean, he's hit the under in the last 2 games. So 2 games in a row, he's hit under. They play the number 1 rush defense. And I've been looking at the other running backs for past teams that the Ravens have played. And the only running back has had a 100-yard game is Saquon Barkley. But he had like 24 carries that game. So I don't know, man. I just don't see it for Joe Mixon. It's either 100 game or bust for him. So I just don't see it having 67 yards this game versus that team, and they just lost Tank Dell. They're going to be struggling, and I don't think they're going to be able to beat the Ravens unless the Ravens just lay an egg. But yeah, I mean that's really tough to see Tank Dell go down like that. They really needed him for that playoff push, but yeah, it's going to be a big game nonetheless. So if you guys don't want to take this pick, you guys are more than welcome to not take it because it's very risky. But sometimes you got to go with the matchup. And it does help that the Texans throw 59% of the time. That is above league average. And Joe Mixon has had 231 rush attempts. So honestly, his backup running backs like never get carries. So if they're running the ball, it's always going to be Joe Mixon. He runs 59.5% of the time. CJ Stroud runs more than any of the other running backs. So I don't know, man. It's iffy, but you got to understand the matchup here. You got to understand, that Ravens have held other running backs under 70 yards, like 90% of the season. So I can definitely see this being a good pick, and I'm going to trust it here. Sometimes you have to take risks. You can't always take the hit rates, and I'm taking that risk there for Joe Mixon. And then we're going to go with a goblin that is a very high percent hit rate. I would never hit a goblin that's below 90% on Outlier because it's totally not worth taking if it's below 90%. Maybe at like an 85%, but not anything below that because goblin should be a guaranteed hit. And you never want to take a goblin that's not going to pay you as much as the actual line and it's still not hit. You know what I mean? So you got to be smart with your goblin picks. And so we're going to do that same here at 174.5 receiving yards. He said the last 5 games should be very, very easy to hit 175, especially if you're Lamar Jackson versus that Texans defense. And yeah, he's been balling out lately. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I had 290. Um, and yeah, I really like it. So let's go to Outlier to see his stats. Okay, so in 2024, Lamar Jackson has hit over this line 14 of 15 games. That's a 93% hit rate. He only hit under versus Buffalo in week 4. And yeah, super solid here. I mean, passing yards allowed, Houston is ranked 6, but they have played against super good teams. Like obviously right here, Washington is ranked 4 and he had 300 yards. So sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes ranking doesn't matter. Sometimes it does. I feel like it does more for the rushing than passing, because you never know, you can get a breakaway. But yeah, I like this pick here. 93% hit rate. You can never go wrong with that, especially if you see the evidence there. Um, they do pass 49% of the time. They throw out to Zay Flowers, Bateman. You got Andrews, Likely, Hill. And they just lost Johnston, and so Deontay Johnston. So I just don't know what happened there. I mean, he would have been super solid piece, and yeah, they also lost Justice Hill as well. So he was a really solid receiving back. Um, so they do need some other guys to step up here, but I mean, they have such a solid receiving corpse. I'm not too worried. Even if he has a poor first half, I definitely think 175 is easy no matter what. So, yeah, let's lock all these 4 picks in. You can mix and mingle whatever you'd like, but these are my most confident picks for week 17, Christmas Day. So, if you put in $100, let's see what the payout would be. Looks like $700. So the 7x hits just because we're taking the goblin. And I'm really confident in this. If you guys don't want to take Joe Mixon, let's see what the payout would be. It would be $375. So $375. If you want to take even safer pick, you could just do these 2, and that's still getting you $100. If you just take these 2, I think these are my most confident out of the 4, but all 4 I'm like, pretty good hit rates, pretty confident in the matchups, and should hit for us. But those 2 are solid. It doubles your payout. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, just pick what you feel is best. You don't have to always tell what I say. Go with what you feel. Go with what the stats say of what I showed. But yeah, these are my 4 picks for Christmas Day. Make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on those notifications when I post more content. And yeah, we'll be posting for the playoffs as well as NFL Sunday. So look forward to that. And yeah, hope you guys have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you guys celebrate, just enjoy it with your family. Enjoy it. Be safe. And God bless. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.